How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Market Watch video. Today we're going to be covering the Path to Glory, the new Path to Glory players. And before going into this next video, I just need to state that the market is basically going into a decline. What this means is that, in my opinion, all of the cards who are high in price, all of the cards who you think that can still go up, that can be needed, I do think, unless there's some SBC potential or anything like that, after a week or two from now, we can see them going into a downtrend on their price. Now, saying that, I just wanted to make clear that if you guys are looking to invest into any of these Path to Glory players that you see on the screen right now, I do think it is a really risky investment to make. Some of them really seem cheap right now. If we look at Sterling, 225k, and he's at a cam position, which could be a more demanding position than on a right wing that he was. Firmino as well looks pretty good, but the fact is that we have only a few days, a few weeks left, and a few match days left until the end of these seasons and all of that. So gambling now, your luck on these cards is really high risk. Now, what I really suggest for you guys to do is right now take a look at some of the potential matches that are upcoming for these teams that you see right here, and if you want to take the gamble, at least decide to pick up the right dates. Now, the right dates to pick up these cards should be usually Sundays evening, Mondays. That also depends on when the team for which the player plays has ended their match. Please also inform yourself if these players are not injured, if they're potentially gonna play or anything like that before you buy. But basically, what you want to do if you invest in any of these is just gather as many information as you can, and then buy at the right times, which is usually at when they had like not a really solid game, meaning that they are not into a potential team of the week, into the next potential team of the week. So basically what you're doing is buying on sellers who basically gamble on these cards, and since they hadn't had a good game, they are selling them. Now, keep in mind, it is really hard to sell these cards for profit at this very stage. In my opinion, you could be selling them before matches, they could be hyped up just slightly, a little bit, but don't expect much profit because overall the market is going into a downtrend. When is the cheapest time to buy these players? I'm just gonna provide an example. Let's say Firmino here hasn't had good games in the next 3 match days or 4 match days, and he's not in a potential team of the week. In the next 4 match days, he will be way, and I mean way, cheaper than he is right now. You can see him right now, 265k, and week in and week out, that is gonna just every week that's gonna come in, you guys will see a lower and lower price if these cards won't perform. So basically what you want to do if you invest, you basically are gambling that this week, this match day, this card is possibly gonna get into like a potential team of the week, is gonna score a goal, is gonna get hyped up, you're gonna be able to sell it. Because if you're not gonna be able to sell it, if a card doesn't score, if a card doesn't perform well, there is a lot of chance that after the game it's gonna be even lower than what you bought it for. So this is what you guys need to take into account. It is high risk investment, it could be rewarding, but at this point, if you guys, you know, maybe are bored at this game, you don't care very much, maybe just if you watch games here and there, you likely are to look at some players that you think they're gonna perform, and you're gonna take your gamble. So if you're into that, do it. Now let's take into account the cheapest Path to Glory cards. Right here, there are 43k, which is possibly this dude, Bam. I really don't think that buying them right now is a smart idea. Like we've seen last year with Wants to Watch cards, not this year but last year, basically, as these Path to Glory SBCs and all of that were kind of a surprise. Kinda, I said, because not a lot of people were expecting them, because Path to Glories were released last year. So basically, if you're looking into do these SBCs that currently require the Path to Glory cards, you guys can wait a bit, and towards the end of the event, these lowest price cards should definitely drop a bit lower. Now, I need to look at, I believe I have here the 83s market right now. As you guys see, 1.5, 1.7k is the lowest price. I can see all of these cards rise a bit in the last days, because when the Path to Glory cheapest cards go a bit cheaper, the 83 should rise up. They will be discarded, they will be, of course, still packed, but most of them will be discarded through these SBCs, and eventually they will be pushing up in value. But basically, don't expect these cards to go to mad values. I would say like 2k would be a value, 2.2k that these cards can reach. So if you are looking into mass investing in 83s right now, you might be a bit late, but if you still hold them, if you haven't sold that, I would possibly wait till the last days before the SBCs expire, because if and when these Path to Glory, cheapest Path to Glory cards get lowered in price, the 83 should go a bit up. It will just be like a counterbalance. Now, if we go and look at this Path to Glory right now, some of the cards that are supplied, they pushed freaking low their Team of the Week cards, which is normal. They are back supplied on the market. Let's say Gabriel has this. There's like a lot of cards that have already informs, Giuliano or anyone like that. They basically pushed down lower the Team of the Week cards, and I do think that since they have these Path to Glory cards, and as we've seen, for example, on Walkout, on the Wants to Watches and all of that, these cards who are Team of the Weeks and have a Path to Glory card, I do think while the Path to Glory card will lose in value week in and week out, and of course if they get a second inform, they will definitely drop down in value as well, the first informs. But basically, even if they don't get a second inform, the Path to Glory cards will gradually lose in value as the game dies, as the market goes down, and basically provide you like a lower and lower value. That's why I took an L on Gabriel Hazes. I sold him for 10k less than what I bought him for, and basically is something that I took as an L, because I know that eventually he will. It's just no going back, in my opinion, for the M4 Gabriel Hazes. In my opinion, there's like 90% chance that he keeps going down because of how, even if he gets the second inform, he will go down because of that. And if he gets because if he does not perform well, since the supply has been coming on the market right now towards the end of the year, the card will drop down anyways, because the Path to Glory card will push him a bit lower. Now, yeah, but basically, if you're looking to invest in any of these cards as well, what you can notice is right now Rashford, I have been getting a lot of questions about him, and also Rodrigo, because they scored 2 goals. I wouldn't jump on Rashford. He's supplied right now. He's 81 rated, and if he gets into Team of the Week, I don't like, even if EA raises the bar on his price range, I do think he's just gonna tank that. Like, he's gonna tank a lot. I know there are windows, there's a small window and a small chance for you to exploit and sell Rashford for some profit, but I do think at this very values it is too risky to buy him and to gamble on them. What could potentially happen is that Rashford gets kind of panic sold if he gets into Team of the Week, and even better if he does not get into the Team of the Week. If for some reason EA does not put him in, he will go to such incredible values, maybe to even what the Path to Glory are at their lowest right now, which is 40k, as we see Sanchez here. Those are the values where you can pick back up Rashford and maybe exploit and sell him for 5k of profit later on. But basically, if you're looking to buy any of these Path to Glory, and if I go back here on this one, if you're looking to buy any of these one like Plattenhardt or anyone that's like at 45k right now value, don't buy them yet. They will definitely go lower once the SBCs expire. So the ones who are up to 50k values right now, in my opinion, they will all drop once the SBCs end, and once they are not needed anymore, this will push them down. The supply is still there of these cards, and with no demand, they will just go down, like we've seen on the Wants to Watch players from this winter edition, which after the SBC they just kept going down, and since they didn't have good performances, some of them, they just were in a steady decline. Okay, going into just quickly covering the Team of the Week market right now. There is a higher supply, as you know, with the Path to Glory cards right now on the market. There's a higher supply of Team of the Weeks as well, and I feel uncomfortable to invest in this Team of the Week, because I know that in the next weeks there's gonna be like a decline of the market, as I keep repeating myself, but there's also gonna be possibly a steady small rise in some specific cards. I'm looking at Cyprien. I don't know if 40k is a good price right now to jump in, but I do think that in a short period of time he can rise back up, like provide you a 5k 10k profit. But then after Friday, the upcoming week, the upcoming week right now, I do predict on that weekend that all of these team of the weeks will go back down, and possibly some even lower than they are right now, because in my opinion, Sane at 195,000 coins is a bit too high for free star player. I know he does have good stats, but I would rather use Mkhitaryan for 100,000 coins on left mid than Sane, because he has better weak foot, better skill moves and all of that. So I wouldn't focus basically on many of these informs right now unless they are cheapest for their rating, like Hanas here. If you can snatch him for 30k with the upcoming FUT birthday. If you haven't watched my previous video where I talked about FUT birthday, make sure to check it out. Lawton is a great longer term investment for next month's player of the month, where you guys, if you mass invest in him, let's say at 11k, if you let's say buy 300 of them, and like you invest all your coins in, do the unassigned glitch, and wait for this month to pass and start the next month's player of the month hype, you guys can basically possibly sell this card at 15k, because we saw Leone in the hype. I don't know if this is pronounced correctly, Leone. He went for 15k even though Lawton dropped, and Lawton has also some demand. This is a good right back card. So if you're looking into anyone that you want to mass invest and put some coins in for a longer period of time, this is your guy. I'm telling you right now, this is your guy. You store it in, but you will need to wait a while. So basically, if we go back to the Path to Glory cards, as I said, guys, the more weeks, like every week, every game, if they don't perform well, they should be getting lower and lower. Every single Path to Glory card that is on the market right now, especially the higher priced ones. I didn't mention the highest priced one, team of the week, which is Griezmann. I'm sure some of you have questions about it. I wouldn't invest right now, put my coins in any players that are that high in price, basically, because I don't believe that with the market going into a decline, you guys can basically get some profit out of it. What I see is maybe a slight rise over into Friday, and then going, of course, back down even lower than he is possibly right now. So my honest advice right now is, guys, you want to invest in cards that have that are covered in two ways. That is a two ways investment, and this is, for example, Lawton. As I told you guys, he has in-game demand. He has in-game demand because he's got 80 pace, 80 defending, 82 physical ability. He's a solid right back card who goes for this card, but he also has the demand for the player of the month. This is a good investment, is a longer term investment, but it will take a while. Going into looking at Ederson or some other cards, they are a bit highish in price, but I still give them chance of rising into this week, but then going, of course, a bit back down. I wouldn't invest in cards, as I told you guys, the informs who have Path to Glories or wants to watch it. Once these matches end, towards the end of the year right now, towards the end of the season, you will see all of these cards like Ederson, like Sane, everybody that has a Path to Glory wants to watch or anything like that, they will just keep pushing down because their Path to Glory will drop and their inform will be dropping alongside with them. So I hope this clears up a bit on when to buy some cards, and I hope that it cleared up that they are mostly like a riskier investments if you're looking in the Path to Glory cards right now and all of that. If you guys have any questions, let me know below. I will do an icon watch video as well, because that is an interesting market. It's completely different. Don't take my like word high priced investments and all of that right now for the icon market, because the icon market is a separate thing. I just want to make that clear. So if you're looking into investing in any icons, I'll be dropping that video soon. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and thank you guys for watching. Cheers.